Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my channel where we discuss past and present events that will affect you if they haven't already. This is a 1960s clip interview of a lady in an insane asylum before and after psychiatric treatment. I want you to watch this clip, 3-minute clip, and I'm going to come back with my analysis.
Please help me. You want your medication now?
This is Anne, the second of the two patients we observed. Here, she has just been admitted to the hospital after a severe breakdown, affecting her muscular control as well as her state of mind. A generation ago, Anne might have remained beyond the doctor's reach, unable to organize her thoughts or master her troubled feelings. Now, if the medication works, she may become reasonable enough for psychotherapy, confronting and understanding her own problems with the guidance of a psychiatrist, Dr. Charles Savage, Director of Research at Spring Grove.
I'm all, put together. I'm just like a pretzel.
Strong?
Yes. I feel like a pretzel.
All twisted up?
Yeah. Yeah. Life is so painful.
Yeah.
Oh, doctor. Doctor. Help me.
In mental hospitals, time used to be measured in months or years. But the mind drugs have given time a new dimension. Here is Anne after a single week of treatment.
I'm ready to leave.
You look great.
I'm
You're feeling as good as you look?
Yes.
In what way, Anne?
Well, I'm not psychotic.
Well, that's a help. Can you explain that a little?
Well, I'm facing reality. I mean, instead of trying to escape from like I was before. I think I knew I was getting psychotic.
How'd you know when you were getting psychotic?
How did I know it?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Because if I put my arm up, I couldn't get it down.
Oh, yeah?
And my muscles, I couldn't control them.
Yeah.
I couldn't get my head from bring my head forth.
Mm-hmm. What do you think has helped you to get over this psychosis?
Well, I think the help of the hospital and being protected. When I knew that I couldn't take care of myself, I knew someone was going to help me.
Yeah.
And medication.
Uh-huh.
Anne did leave the hospital a few weeks later and started a new job in a nursing home. But for every triumph like this, there are also setbacks.
All right, now, I chose this particular interview due to the timing of it. And anybody who knows me know that I'm big on psychosis, psychology, psychiatry, and sociology. I believe these three things govern us as a people in America in more ways than one, good or bad. That's a debate for another time. The reason I chose this clip because the statistics say that between 1955 and 1994, over almost 500,000, 487,000 people, to be a little bit closer to the rough estimate, were released from psychiatric treatment into the streets of America and around, and to be released out into the world and to wherever they may go, right? In the psychiatric field, in the psychology field, it's a known fact that mental issues cannot be healed. They can only be masked, okay? So that's the reason why I chose this interview, because this is one out of all the examples that I had, this one was the most telling when it showed how fast medication can put a superficial covering on somebody and push them back out into society to produce other children and other people that may be even more psychotic than them. Now, let's say, for example, someone meets another person who is psychotic, a man and woman meet, and then they have a child. What type of child you think that'll be? That's maybe where we get the John Wayne Gacy's from, and the Ted Bundy's from, and the Jeffrey Dahmer's from. Excuse me. I apologize about that. with the advancement of drugs, the superficial coating only gets thicker, right? People can, then it allows people to hold it together a little bit longer. But let's say the medication they become immune to the medication, or they don't take that medication that day, or they can't get their medication. Is this where we see the mass shootings? Is where we see the mass rapes and the murders for no reason? The guy to go get a gun and then all of a sudden drive 30 miles away. It was a story in the news. A guy went and got a gun, bought a gun with his name, under his name, his ID, all that, drives 30 miles away and goes to a grocery store and kills 8 people in a grocery store. And it also said, I'm gonna bring that clip. I guess I'll bring that clip maybe one day as well to tie into something like this, to show that it was no rhyme or reason why he did it, other than maybe he didn't get a chance to take his medication, or he was a product of someone who already suffered from psychosis. Now, one thing I did learn also dealing with this field, psychosis can be induced, from drugs like LSD and things like that. So you got to be aware of that. A lot of people say, well, maybe they should take the drugs off the market. I say, well, maybe they shouldn't, simply because, let's say they did take the drugs off the market. How many people will we have dying then? What kind of bedlam will we have in the streets then? So these are definitely a few things that I want to bring to you and show you that this lady here, it looks like just in this still frame, she looks like a average housewife from 1960s. If you never heard her talk, you would think that she had it all together, And we also know that opioid pills run rampant in the housewife community as well. So, are those ladies taking those sleeping pills for no reason, or do they suffer from a deeper issue? And these same type of people move into government. They're your teachers, your next door neighbors. This is why it's always seemed like a random act of violence, and you never could tell. They'll say something like, well, the house was always so quiet. I didn't expect that to happen from over there. I didn't know that he was going through all that. But that's the exact reason. You never know what someone's going through mentally, So that's another reason why you got to kind of stay in your own lane too, because due to psychosis in America, So I just thought this was a really, really interesting video. I'm not going to keep you too long. There's so much more that I could say, but I don't want to chew you off. I definitely want to keep you interested. Give me your thoughts and your comments down below. Please like and subscribe and tell me what you think about this. Do you have someone in your family that maybe suffer from psychosis that's maybe not been diagnosed? Because I definitely have a few people that in mind right now that are in my family and that are outside of my family that have just never was diagnosed. A couple of them are dead today. Some of them are just hanging on by a thread seemingly. So like I said, if you like this, please like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching.